And one thing I wanted to read to the audience, it made me cry, and I read it to the flight as we were preparing for this interview today. I read it to the team, talking about Nothing Hidden Ministries. And this is what it says. It says, Nothing Hidden Ministries is a global movement of Holy Spirit-led transformation that restores hearts, marriages, and families through radical honesty and practical tools. We don't teach theory. We facilitate encounters that turn secrets into testimonies and homes into revival centers. Man. I'm like, whoa, that is huge. That's exactly what happens through Love After Marriage and Single Life Workshop.
I want to give an example of how that comes forth, what that looks like. When a couple comes, I've asked him to help me remember testimonies to go along with what we're talking about. On one of our first workshops we did, there's a couple that came, and this thing about transparency and vulnerability, this is what the Lord did. During the first or second day, the Lord speaks to this man and he says, you need to tell her now. And he's going, because what was happening is he was having an affair with a younger woman at work, and he had not told his wife.
Oh, wow.
So the Lord, and this is the only rule we have: share what Holy Spirit tells you to share, and then do what he tells you to do. And this precious man did that. He told his wife. She came up at the end of the session, and she was hyperventilating. She was crying so hard. And I've never done anything like this before. I don't know if I'll do it again, but the Holy Spirit prompted me. I looked at her and I said, after I'd heard what had gone on, she was telling us what happened. I said, if you think that this is all your fault, you are going to miss. I'm sorry. If you think that this is all his fault and there's nothing that you have in this, you are going to miss what Holy Spirit wants to do in your marriage. Wow. She stopped immediately. She just quit crying. She just looked at me, and then she just shook her head. And you know what the Lord did? She goes to bed, and over the week, the Lord is speaking to her. I can't remember how many nights it was, but he would just come to her, and he was just speaking to her, and he was pulling stuff out of her, and he was showing her without condemnation. He was showing her ways that she had contributed to this disconnect that had led to this. Now, we never justify infidelity. We never justify porn. We get that. But we've learned, and the Lord's been teaching us every workshop we have, we learn something new. And we learn that, you know what? It's never just one person. So we have wives coming that are saying, oh, good, my husband's going to get fixed. And at the end of the time, because they're obeying and sharing what Holy Spirit's telling them to share and doing what he's telling them to do, they end up going, oh my gosh, I'm part of the problem. And this is what I need to do. So that's how transparency works. Yes. If you allow Holy Spirit to lead you, because he's not going to mislead you, and he's going to make it safe.
For more great content, go to flyoverconservatives.com.